It's a lot of people working at home, aren't they? And I see, right. And they will have only certain access to certain computer software.
Well, it depends, because a lot of people are still in the office. It depends who you come through to, so, yeah.
Oh, I've got you. Because there's a lot of people can't get through.
Well, basically,
since Monday, it couldn't get through at all. Until now.
On which line? On this one?
This is the first number we rang to find out why it's not transferred.
Gaslighting by public servants in England.
So we didn't realise it was a different number till
they're using.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Fine, no problem. Yeah.
Okay. All right then. What's your name, please?
Caroline Adore. So
thank you.
Yeah, Caroline. So basically, what I'll do, I'll ask somebody to look into it and see what about your bank details and why they've not been changed yet. So
yeah.
All right.
And
if you won't mind just bringing that employment support allowance or
right,
whatever to ask about your payments. As much as I come to help you, I can't help you any further with that payment.
We don't know.
Recently, yesterday. So you see.
In the post, but you're saying that you sent it quite a bit in February, which is more than 3 weeks ago, isn't it?
There you go. It all ties in financially, right? That was basically a setup. Ministry of Justice and Company in England has been reopening over an old 21-year case, right? Civil matter. This area, West Northamptonshire Limited Company, Public Law, are using the new company known as got it written down. Limited Company Pathfinders Legal Services Limited Company number 090674448. It was LGS's Law Limited, Wednesday 23rd 2022. Right, their head office in Huddington, Cambridgeshire, and they're using the Presumption Statute Act, Mental Health Act 1983 and 2005. Presumption, deprive of liberty. That's all of my financial affairs, everything as well, been taken over. Paperwork must all be in the post, and they've already gone. Now, Criminal Injuries Compensation Limited, that's all it was about, offer. Assumption being made by these men. MCOCLAN, made up about me going back by a guy called David Hutton, June 2019, up in Manchester, Ministry of Justice and Company. Mario bottles of affidavits have been ignored. There's Dun & Bradstreet number, right? It's all been set up by this National Housing Company agents and the Freemasons to get me out of this flat of 13 years, right? That's a civil matter. It's been going on since attempted murder on my life, right? I didn't know all these years ago this would result in all this. Didn't know about the talking program, the gaslighting program. It's always been about this. This company, NHS Digital Limited Company, its trade name, Health and Social Care Information Centre. So all business and commerce, right? And they don't want you to know about, but you can find this out. So, set up 17th for the 3rd, 2017. This is like when I had a dental fraction. East Midlands Ambulance Service NHS Foundation Trust LLP Corporation. It's primary care funded contracts. Yeah. And all this. A female working all these years set up didn't work. Susan A, I won't mention last information, the libel and slander and comments. Now it started off with criminal injuries compensation and did company mail. Call Frank F, won't mention last information, fraudulent claim, civil matter in 2019. Contact local public servants, NCC Limited, it was then, They changed to a new company, West Northamptonshire Limited Company. It's all public knowledge. You can research these public funded companies. Now, Criminal Injuries Compensation Limited is based in Glasgow. CEO Linda Brown and their agents used Ministry of Justice Limited, the Social Chamber Department, assumptions being made about me. They breached a code of practice for witness victims of crime, right? And the General Medical Council member, as I said, the first one, the other one was a P. Laya, L-A-Y-E-R, L. Payne, female. And I already sent my documents, said I can't travel in my wheelchair to Manchester, let alone cope with a video call, let alone think else, right? And this male called David Hutton, right, in his maritime law status, called himself a judge, fraudulently made lies about me and slander, were concerned about her ability to make a decision to set 14,900. I sent the evidence of affidavits of rebuttals throughout the end of 2019, 2020, 2022, the 2021 correction, and of course again on the 18th of the 1st, 2022, which was delivered, and they've ignored all my affidavits of rebuttals. For all these years, I had responded to the offer 2011. That was May 2011, and I got one over 2009. Physically reduction of my health by 2010. So, could I travel to London either? No. I didn't know my old lawyers were going to fail me. So, the law company, head office up north in Manchester, UK, and I didn't know all these years on that all was set up to get the attempt to murder my life by a serial killer. Yeah. And that affected me. The only reason why I've been offered disability living allowance, or well, disability income, is because of all that. I would have been working if I didn't have that happen to me in 2002, I should say. And all these years on, getting one over and getting physically well, blocked to my repairs, housings behind it. Every time I need something, I've been blocked. This is about gaslighting, targeting individuals. This has gone beyond a joke now. This is demonic. They want me to force out my home and take over where I live, what medical treatment I have. And the assumptions has been said to use that in public law, right? I did not consent to need the offer of a guardian, the power of attorney, to take over my personal affairs. Nor have I breached code of practice, a code of policy, these public funded companies either. I haven't got a contract with them. And so the presumptions being rebutted about my ability to make decisions using statutes and acts. That's what they are when you know your God-given rights. Is always related to use these local and national companies, public servants, more so than ever now, and to make sure they take over my financial affairs, because this money is getting all this. The rates go up in April, so if I take 14,900, you goes over. They've automatically issued a cheque, and it's gone to recovery unit of Department of Works and Pensions Limited Company. They know full well it affects everything financially of my position. That's why I've rejected it, and nobody told me this years ago. And I had to find all these documents, all these Dun & Bradstreet credit, okay, for all these private and public funded companies in England, and I'll produce the evidence. And the failing or duty of care reports 2019 I've got by local public servants then, and they didn't like it, so they lied about me and blocked all my service offer, medical owned equipment for 2 years as well, and the wheelchair service. So every time they need something done, they look at the condition of my flat and report it adult safeguarding. It's subject. It's not my fault. The breach of contract is the agents working for the National Housing Company. All these people that go around here, especially certain one at number 2, he is connected to well-known Freemasonry, right, connections, demonically. This is all part of it, look. they've always been involved. Is demonic ring talk about their hate? Is a hate campaign of a magnitude is beyond a joke. And when I got robbed, they didn't want to do. The victimisation is beyond a joke.